So I'm Amelia. I'm a third-year engineering apprentice at Coca-Cola European Partners. I am based at Sidcup, which is our supply chain site in South East London, Kent area. I started my apprenticeship journey in September 2018 and I'm not due to finish until July 2022, so I have around 18 months left of my apprenticeship. As a mechanical and electrical engineering apprentice, I mostly respond to breakdowns but also perform asset care routines as well and planned maintenance. So my days are really varied. So one day I can be 140 feet up a crane, or other days I can be underneath a machine lubricating mechanical parts.
Okay. And what did you do before you came here?
Before I started at CCEP, I was at school. I was studying engineering at A level along with core mathematics and extended project qualification. And I've always wanted to do an apprenticeship once I left school. So when the opportunity to work at CCEP arose, I couldn't not accept the opportunity.
Yeah, I remember you walking you around on your first visit and how excited you were.
Oh, I couldn't contain it. It was like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory to me.
Oh no, it was great to see that sort of enthusiasm coming through. What would you say you enjoy most about your apprenticeship?
It's the fact that every day is different. There's no 2 days are the same for me. Yeah. So that's mostly to do with the job role itself, being mechanical and electrical engineering based. You know, one day I can be working on one machine and 5 minutes later I can be working on something completely different, responding to a high priority breakdown. So for me, that's something that I do love. But in terms of the apprenticeship, I love more the fact that I'm learning on the job. I get paid a wage, but I also get paid my education as well. So I don't have to spend a penny on a qualification that I wanted to do anyway. I get it for free, but I also get the joy of working and learning alongside that.
And I suppose then, how do you balance all that sort of learning on the job and the more written aspect of the apprenticeship?
It can be really difficult. You've got to be really good with managing your time. But in terms of our company, CCEP, are absolutely fantastic with, if we need time to do college work, then they're more than happy to allow us to have that. But it can be a lot. You do have to give up a bit of your own time as well to make sure that you write your assignments, because there is that expectation to have the top grade, the highest quality of work. And so I don't want to submit something that's a half effort. So it does take a little bit more time for me to write an assignment, because I do want to make sure that I am achieving the top grades. But it's a struggle, but part of the apprenticeship skill that you learn, like a soft skill, is time management, and that's something that you've got to learn, and you don't learn until you're under that stressful situation.
Talking about the soft skills, what other sort of skills would you say you've picked up along the way?
Communication is one that I thought I always had back at school, but it's something that I've really had to develop when I started my apprenticeship, because you know, you've got to be able to make sure that you can respond to a text in a polite way. Speaking on the phone, talking on the shop floor as well is really difficult, trying to communicate, especially now with COVID, where we have to wear masks and it's a really loud environment. Trying to communicate with someone when you're 2 meters away, and with all these barriers that interfere with your communication, really does affect that. So you tend to use a lot more hand gestures and there's a lot more shouting going on, but you do get your message across in the end.
How would you say otherwise has the apprenticeship helped you, and would you recommend it to others?
I've grown in confidence myself. So from starting in September 2018, I've definitely grown as I've grown with CCEP. So I've matured in a way that coming from school, it's a very immature environment, but then coming into a workplace, you have to grow up very, very quickly, because there's certain, you know, stuff you do at school, like, you know, you're quite relaxed in a sense when you're in education, but coming into a workplace, no one's going to spoon feed you, so you do have to look after yourself and understand what's required of you.
Okay, yeah, that's really important as well. So how would you say the balance is between the lecturers and the workplace mentors and guides that you have?
So it's really good that the technicians I work with, if we learn something specific at college, that we learn the theoretical side of it, they're really good and they can explain the practical, and we can actually do a practical experiment, or we can get our hands on and implement what we've learned theoretically into a practical situation. So coinciding the two between academic and work has been really good. So that's something I can't complain about. It's something I don't really understand theoretically. I'm really hands-on. So for me to get my hands on something and then understand it is really important for me.
How have you found the technicians that you work alongside?
It's really good. So at the start I sort of like warned that, you know, there's going to be language and, you know, there's different, you know, there's that banter aspect. But at the end of the day, I was very quick, like when I came in, that I can have a laugh as well. You know, I like to think that I can give it back as good as I can take it. And I love working with every single one of them. They've all got their different strengths, and there's questions that I can ask them. They'd always, you know, do their best to answer that question. But if they don't know, then they email me later on when they've worked out the answer or something like that, which does mean a lot because they don't want to see you fail. They really do want to work, but it's such a fun place to work as well. Like we always have a laugh, and I can't complain about that.
Being the first female apprentice engineer, how have you found being that sort of pioneer as well?
It's been really good. I really enjoy, you know, putting across the message and my passion for apprenticeships, because that's something I am passionate about. It can be a lot, you know, there is that expectation that, you know, you are the first one, you know, you're paving the way for future female apprentices. But I've loved it. I've sort of relished in the opportunity, and taking this on board and being nominated for all these different awards is, you know, it's really made me really proud of myself, and it's something I never thought I'd do at the start.
I know we're very proud to have you going for 2 awards in the next few weeks as well. So the next one will be your crowning ceremony at the end, I'm sure. But if you were just to sum up for anyone that's thinking about an apprenticeship now, how would you sum up your apprenticeship and what they can expect?
I've loved every single minute of it. I don't want it to end in 18 months' time. In fact, I'm desperate to almost carry on and do a few more years because I love it so much. I wake up every morning and I'm excited to start and I'm excited to learn. There's not that, oh, I've got to get out of bed at 5:30 in the morning. I'm so excited to learn, and I come in every day, you know, thinking, what did I learn yesterday? What can I build on from yesterday? And something new I can learn today? And that's something that not many people have. And you need to have that in order to be an apprentice, because you're always expected to learn and you're constantly growing. And some days I go home and my brain hurts from absorbing so much information, but I highly recommend it to anyone. Just a brilliant way to get into the industry. You're getting experience, you're getting qualifications, you're getting paid. Compare that to someone who's going to university, who's going to be in debt, who's got no experience, who isn't guaranteed a job at the end of their degree. It's a bit of a no-brainer really, and I think for most people they don't quite realise how amazing apprenticeships can be.
And thank you for the incredible role model that you are here at Sidcup.
What different apprenticeship pathways do we have here at site?
We have 3 foundation apprenticeships, I would say. 3 for the school leaver coming in. We have the engineering apprenticeship that Amelia, you're currently going through.
Yeah.
We have the business apprentice, which is an 18-month program focused on business administration. And also now we've just started a quality and environment, safety and health apprenticeship.
Why does Sidcup put young people through apprenticeships?
It's about building a sustainable business for us. How have we got that next generation coming through who not only perform the key roles that they're going into, but also perform those leadership roles in the future as well. So without it, I can't see a company being sustainable and progressing into the future. So it's reaching out to local schools, as we did with you, Amelia, and making sure that we're staying connected with the generation that's coming through and ensuring they're trained in the way the CCEP works, and also giving them that great foundation from leaving school and that integration into the workplace.
So you briefly touched on it there, but how does Sidcup value from the apprenticeship scheme? And just elaborate on that a little bit more, please. There's
a huge value put on here on apprenticeships. I think wherever you go, there's people that's gone through apprenticeships. If you go through our engineering department, I'd say 70% of the people have gone through an apprenticeship here within CCEP. So a long history of apprenticeships, but we're seeing that branching off now, as you can see. So we're seeing that in the business administration and all in the quality department. And also we're looking at the adult apprenticeships, where we've done upskilling around technical operator upskilling. We've also done a supervisor and team leader apprenticeship program. Just had 2 people from site signed off and just gone for the graduation ceremony the other day, which is fantastic. And I think that's something that we're continually seeing, how we're leveraging the apprenticeship programs for everyone within our business.
So it's obviously working really well at CCEP Sidcup. And is there anything you want to plan in the future with apprenticeships, like anything else you want to achieve?
I think it's that continual growth, but speaking to yourselves and getting the good ideas. I mean, you've been instrumental in helping us developing working relationships with the suppliers and improving those apprenticeship programs as they're coming through. So we see from Tom Campbell, who passed out last year, who's now taken a position within the company. He's also helping us to develop the program, but it's also making it more far-reaching. It's using the apprenticeship program to get more people trained, developed, and feel, and in turn, for someone to add value, they need to feel valued. And there's no better way to do that than to train someone.
Thank you so much for your time, Richard.
Okay, you're welcome.